Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Justin, and thank you for taking time to join us at the Celo and Huobi Stablecoin in Web3 and Sustainability Pre-Hackathon Community event today. Together for today, we do have from Celo's team, Brandy, who will be sharing from Celo's perspective about the hackathon, along with some information that you will need to know with regards to the hackathon in itself. So before we begin today, I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper on what will be on the agenda. Firstly, I will share a little bit more about what the hackathon is all about, followed by Brandy, who will come on to give a little bit perspective from the Celo's team, and we'll move on to the important information about the hackathon prizes and the agenda, the upcoming agenda that you should take note of, along with how you can get started at the hackathon. And last but not least, we will be having a Ask Me Anything session, of which you can feel free to drop any questions that you have in the chat box of this meeting in itself, or you can drop them in the Q&A segment where Brandy and myself will actually come to them later on at the session towards the end. Along the way, if you have any questions that's pertaining the hackathon or anything that you'd like the Celo team to actually answer with regards to the hackathon, please feel free to drop them and we will get to them a little bit later on. So, first of all, what is Celo and Huobi stablecoin in Web3 and sustainability in itself? So DeFi, it's where the crypto hype have actually started, and it will continue to be as we continue in the year 2022 and even beyond 2023 and in the future in itself. So for the past year in itself, we have actually seen a rapid rise in terms of Web3 and DAO and the creator economy in this space. So we wanted to really see what can be built beyond the horizons of the current reality. And the hackathon in itself is going to focus largely on stablecoins, which is a digital currency that's pegged reserve asset and designed to be volatile free, as it's actually pegged to the US dollar largely. And with the adoption of stable coins, we actually see a turning point for DeFi as not being a financial silo, but really potentially anchoring the real world in itself. So stablecoins and DeFi need to pace up with the ever needed demand in many realms. And at this crossroads of climate and crypto in itself, it begs the question on how we can revitalize stablecoin system and catalyze inclusive, interactive, and user-owned solutions. So this hackathon really aims to bring together incredible people working on innovative solutions to not only to sustain our planet, but really define what the Web3 mobile DeFi landscape would look like in the years to come in itself. So for this hackathon in itself, there is really three key tracks or challenge statement in this case that any participants can actually look towards to building solutions. Number one is the combination of stable coins with the DEX solution in itself. And this challenge really focuses on building stablecoin related financial solutions on Celo, with a focus of either expanding the use of Celo dollar, also in short called CUSD, to emerging markets with high rates of inflations, or to look at exploring payment tools and middleware. The second challenge statement for this hackathon will anchor around the utilization of stablecoins with DAOs. So it's really about surrounding projects that integrate stablecoins with DAOs, including credit-based finance, crowdsourced platforms, venture DAO, and decentralized charity. And some project ideas to get you started will be credit lending, collateral lending for financially undeserved groups. It could be democratic funding to meaningful causes such as climate change and education, etc. The third the third challenge statement in this case is about stablecoins and DeFi mobile solutions. The challenge in itself really concerns about uniting stablecoins with DeFi mobile solutions in order to integrate a Web3 component into DeFi. Some project ideas to get you started could be integrating DeFi with earn functionality. It could be mobile DeFi with SocialFi, or even DeFi with interoperability as well. So in this hackathon itself, there are really various tracks that every participant can actually participate in to submit solutions based on the key areas that you will be interested in and to contribute into the ecosystem of the Celo in itself. So before we continue the rest of the other parts of the sharing in itself, I would like to welcome Brandy, who is Dev Relations at the Celo team, and she'll share a little bit more from the Celo's perspective as well. Brandy, your turn.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Justin. I'm super excited. This is a fantastic opportunity for all the developers out there in the ecosystem. One thing that I'm proud of at Celo is that we are pushing the needle forward in regards to being climate focused. Our chain is already considered climate carbon negative, and we want to push the envelope further. And so with this hackathon, this is an opportunity for you folks to be able to challenge yourself, to think outside the box and how you can participate in the world of regenerative finance. And I am proud also to say that Celo is absolutely leading this regenerative finance. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me go ahead and kick this off. Give me 1 minute. Fun stuff. Justin, I take it my screen's shared on your end. Are we good? Yes, I'm assuming.
Yep, all good.
I got yes. A big border around it, so it shows good. All right, so in partnership with Huobi, this was a fantastic opportunity for us to collaborate together, and we're aligned, right? Like stable tokens are one way to really push the needle in regards to how we can utilize utility of stable coins. Most often folks think, oh, stable coins just literally a backing and peg. Well, you know, it's true. Like, yes, there is that peg and that stability, and that adds some uniqueness with projects out there. But even more so, the importance on the utility side of stablecoins. A lot of folks don't know this, but if you're just like new to Celo, our stable token is more than just providing stability. It's also utility. You can pay your transaction fees natively with the stable tokens, and we have a basket of stable tokens available today: CUSD, C-Euro, C-Real, and these tokens can be wrapped up in your DeFi use cases, on your DApp use cases. And you just imagine, like, if you're in a game and you're transacting and you had no Celo utility, but you still had Celo utility tokens in your wallet, but you had CUSD or C-Euro, you still can do in-game services. I had a meeting earlier, and it was just a fantastic example of a use case where it allows folks to still continue their journey as they're playing in these digital sandboxes. What I want to also address is, like, where did this come from? Why is Celo so focused on sustainability? I mean, we're very proud of it. We do have some historical context. Sep is one of the founders of Celo and has a brilliant article here that he wrote up on Celo Forum. And I'll make sure that I'll put this in the chat. My goodness, where the chat? It's so fun clicking around. Let me make sure I get this out to everybody here. The cool thing about reviewing this is that it allows you to kind of see the vision with Celo, how things got started and how you can be creative with your sustainability efforts. And it's certainly inspiring. And it inspired me. I started thinking about how I can utilize wrapping tokens to offset carbon emitted projects, right? Like, how can we make these projects more carbon neutral, or even go into the carbon negative territory? So there's some unique use cases. Sep does a fantastic job here in this article. Next is a recent article about regenerative economy and what that means and what that opportunity is for all of us as a whole. It's not just about Celo. We're in a multi-chain world. So we want to make sure that we support this multi-chain world and invigorate the mindsets of all of us. And so I urge folks to check into this. ReFi is absolutely an opportunity. It's going to get bigger. And we're doing our best to front run this to make sure that we provide it to you, get you the information and support. And that's one of the cool things about the hackathon that we kicked off with AngelHack's and Huobi incubator program. Next, we recently had a conference called Celo Connect. It was so fun. We had the community together. We got to talk about all cool things. And Sep also did a great job here introducing the topic point of regenerative finance, the importance of natural backed assets. So do check this out. And also for the developers out there where you're like, hey, how do I play around with sitting Celo and stable assets, and where do I go to learn more? Our docs has all that information for you. So without a doubt, jump into our docs, use the search function, right? Like you can just search in here and you can start finding all sorts of information like paying fees and stable currencies. This is one I was alluding to earlier with, like, if you had an in-game metaverse and you're transacting, you don't want your users to leave in that metaverse because they're out of utility funds. But with Cello, you're not. We have stable token is also a utility in itself. So do check that out. All right. I'm going to go ahead and try to go fast here through my little slide deck. I'm so excited about this, Justin. Really, it's been such a fun time working with you and the community, and we're going to have such a fun time with this. We have events coming up soon. Justin will allude to those a little bit more later on. But something I also want to emphasize is, like, Celo was climate focused from the very start. Our mainnet was launched on Earth Day 2020, and a lot of folks don't know the underpinnings of why Celo is here and, you know, what we're doing. And we're definitely more than just an EVM compatible chain. We're making sure that we invest in our community, that the ecosystem at large, right? Not just the ecosystem of Celo, but at large has opportunity to dive in and provide real value to this world in Web3. We're looking forward to the utility side. And this hackathon is one way for projects to get awareness and support. And there's some fantastic prizes and opportunities, more opportunities, especially with Huobi coming on board. They're making sure that we're propelling the ecosystem in the right direction to make sure that we have those use cases brought on board to show that utility power with the climate focus. So nonetheless, I just want to go quickly through, like, we have what's known as a builder's deck. I think this gives some great insight into our platform. So our mission is all about, like, we want to create the conditions for prosperity for everybody. We want everybody included in this. Like, we're focused on the accessibility side of reach globally, no matter where you are. It's a decentralized world, and we want to empower everybody to gain the prosperity opportunity for all. We want that reach to be there. And that's our core mission. So why choose Celo, right? Some of you might be asking, like, why choose Celo? Well, we're very mobile focused, and we love the fact that in this mobile focused world, we can have a carbon negative blockchain, make an impact, and utilize these mobile devices to provide real use cases to users that provide value, right? And that's something that's super cool about being a carbon negative blockchain. We're doing that right from the start with our platform. And then by providing you with tools to be able to develop new use cases that can also take advantage of being a front runner in regenerative finance. So we're built for mobile, so you can build for all, right? It's open, it's real, and we know the importance of mobile first. The protocol itself is mobile first. Like, it's more than just the device. It's also how we provide the connectivity, how we get those toolings to you. And Celo is constantly iterating on this. We recently had a project called Plumo that was announced during Celo Connect. This is a Feather-like client that's made for the mobile world. So we are a full stack platform. Obviously, mobile first focus, as I mentioned earlier. So we have our blockchain base layer one. Some folks say, you know, layer 0. It depends on the engineer. Index starts at 0. So I definitely relate to that. But from the trend, it's L1s, and we have that blockchain protocol available. But with that, we have core contracts. And earlier I was alluding to, like, the stable coins, like how you could take advantage of these stablecoins in your project, and that they're more than just a peg to stability. It's a utility, and there's unique instances that you can provide with that utility. And so how you access that is through our core contracts. And we have all our core contracts available for review. Search them through our docs. Our docs is available to provide information on this. And then, of course, we have our applications, financial applications that take advantage of the protocol, which is often growing at a rapid pace. We love to build fast. We want to ship often. And our goal is to scale to all the 6 billion mobile phone users out there. We want this to be a very fun experience for folks. Like if you're using appliance in your house, most folks don't think about how your microwave is built. And we don't want the users to be thinking that either. They just need to enjoy a good experience and understand that there's a value behind it. And we want to help developers and engineers. And obviously, we want to listen to our community of users too. It's a full circle effect, so we're certainly invested. We have phone number mapping. This is something that's super unique. Like we have the ability to map wallet addresses direct to your phone number. This eases the ability to transact with folks that might not otherwise understand how to use blockchain services. For them, it should be like as easy as Venmo, right? Like you're just gonna send some funds, and you can do that with Cello. You can just go ahead, open up like a Valora wallet, send to your friend, family member using their cellular number, and then they'll gain access to their funds. It goes into their wallet. This streamlines the user experience. It's super cool that Celo has this ability today. We are cross-chain interoperable. We have Optic Bridge. That project has been open source. We have a lot of projects in the space. More on that to come throughout the hackathon experience. Look forward to the sessions coming up. We'll dive deeper into some of these topics. We have multi-currency gas fees, and that's what I was sharing earlier, right? Like you can take the stable token that you have in your wallet. It could be CUSD or C-Real, whatever. The stable tokens that are available on Celo, those all can be used to apply towards transaction fees. So it provides the most flexible user experience when they're interacting with your project. And then earlier I mentioned Plumo. That's our fast sync ultralight client. We have stable value currencies, and of course we're EVM compatible, right? So what I love about being EVM compatible is like there's this vast array of general purpose EVM tooling that's available to you in your project. So a lot of times you can just jump right in with the tools you know and start building real use cases right on Celo with ease, reduce the friction. I mean, that's our goal, is reduce that friction as much as possible. So if you love Ethereum, you'll most likely love Celo. All the tools are available. You get the code and solidity, and it's easy to deploy. We're a lightning fast blockchain. Block times, they go by 5 seconds. That's the average. Transaction fees are often less than a penny. So it shows 1 penny, but they're often less than a penny. You could test this out yourself when you experiment with Celo. And we're carbon negative, 65.7 average tons offset per month. I mean, that is huge. I love that Celo is making an impact on this front. So we would love all of you to join our mission to create conditions for prosperity for everybody. You can always learn more at celo.org. And I think it's also good to know is like, that you can go to celo.org and learn more, but like what's built on Celo? I want to give some little insight on that. It's like, we have over 1,000 mission-driven mobile DApps right now on Celo. Projects from builders like yourself contributing to expanding the ecosystem of Celo and its reach and its cross-chain ability. So these projects get to go cross-chain, take advantage of multiple platforms. So we're very proud of our ecosystem growth. We're proud of our community, and we're continuing investing in this. Today, if you want to explore, I would urge you to download Valora and check it out. It's a simple mobile wallet that provides a vast user experience, has DApps baked right into it. You have the ability to earn rewards. It's obviously high speed with low fees. Those are all available to you. What's even cooler is that Valora provides a repository where you can include your project and request to include your project into the Valora DApp. Then we have Ube Swap for like the DeFi. It's made for mobile right from the start. There's abilities to earn income, govern the network. And then we have Moolah Market. This is a way to earn democratized credit and yield, deposits to earn really cool projects that are active and utilized on Celo. So feel free to explore our ecosystem. Reach out to us if you need any support. If you're wondering like how you're going to build on Celo, I'm going to get into that a little bit later on, but I'm going to provide a high-level overview right now. Essentially, you're going to get a wallet, right? Like you need to have a wallet. You want to send and receive, save assets. You're going to manage those assets. Then you explore Celo, play around on-chain. Then you can start building. We have a test net. It's called Alphahora. So if you were to go to a doc, type in test net, you'll see Alphahora's network is our test net. And there's a test net faucet to acquire test net funds. So you can go ahead and play around with your experiments. Then you can work with nodes. So you can work directly with various hosted nodes out there, create your own node, and then connect with bridges and oracles and play around with mobile identity. There's so much that you can explore with Celo. There's different wallets too. It's not just Vora, right? We're MetaMask compatible because we're EVM compatible. We're right there, easy to access through MetaMask. Then we have Celo wallet, and there's more wallets than this. Like this is a very small amount of information. I'm trying to just give as much as possible in a short amount of time. We'll dive into it more throughout the hackathon experience. And if you have any support needs or you have questions, like we're going to have hackathon channels available for you. We're going to be monitoring these channels and providing support everywhere that we can. And the assets, when we talk about like getting Celo, get those stable tokens, right? When you go to our testnet, you not only get access to receiving Celo utility tokens to your developer testnet account, but you also get stable tokens as well. So that way you can experiment. And a lot of these DeFi projects that are on Celo are available on the testnet, so you can test interacting or interfacing with them, including them into your use cases. So a lot of fun stuff that you get to do, and certainly should help out as you take your use case into this hackathon. It's nice to have inspiring projects that you can incorporate with, and we certainly have those for you. So I urge you all to, like, if you're curious, play around, explore, check out stuff on our website, install the command line interface. This is a tool that's available where you can access on-chain network data. You can generate testnet accounts. You can generate mainnet accounts. You can vote. It's a cool, nifty tool. I'll get into more toolings too. That's for another time. So don't worry if there's anything that you specifically would like to know more about as we go through this hackathon experience. Reach out. We'll make sure to address it. So start building, right? Building the mobile first decentralized application on Celo. Set up your environment. You're going to build your DApp and accelerate your development with our tools. We have so many tools available: Contract Kit, DApp Kit. We support Ethers.js. We, Gnochi command line. So much there for support. And there is a session that's going to be about like how getting started and utilizing tools. So I'll go in deeper, like how you can take advantage of these. So I'll address how to run Connect Celo node. We'll go through bridges and oracles and those tools. But I just want to mention, like, interoperability is so important in the world of Web3 today. And Celo made sure to invest in this ahead of time. And during this hackathon, this is your opportunity to take your use case and diversify it and be able to use things like interoperability, stable tokens as utilities, not so much just a peg for value, but it's certainly that too. Like, you can do some cool things with stable tokens when it comes to value storage, right? Like when you're thinking about DAOs, you can set up a treasury of basket reserves with these tokens and diversify that basket to protect value, so that way the DAO can continue to operate in an efficient manner through the ebbs and flows of market conditions. So please join our passionate global developer community building DApps on Celo. Join our hackathon. That's super important. Join our hackathon. Bring your creativity into this. We have a lot of cool stuff available for prizes. We're going to do some unique streamcasts. We have a great agenda lined up for events. And we plan on adding supplemental events to support the community, and that's based on your feedback. So we're constantly listening. And go into our Discord, review our docs. And Justin, I think that's it for me. I don't want to take up all our time here. I think we're going to dive deeper throughout this hackathon experience, but I want to express I'm so excited for this, and I can't wait what the community ends up building.
Yep. Thanks, Brandy, for all the sharing. It's been really, really wonderful, and hopefully that kind of provided a lot of perspective for the attendees today for this session, and moving forward to really understand what Celo is all about. Basically why Earth Day is so important to you. And I'll get to that a little bit about how that is kind of incorporated into the hackathon. And similarly, definitely looking forward to all the sessions that are actually happening during the hackathon itself to help people going in terms of the technical aspect, in terms of any core content sessions, to help them really get going for the hackathon itself. So let me quickly share my screen. And basically, what Brandy has kind of shared is really about what anchors the hackathon in itself, why this hackathon was being born, and really what, from Celo's perspective, are they kind of looking forward to in any of the participants attending for this hackathon, and really submitting any of the innovative ideas and submissions that could be utilized on the Celo chain, and really utilizing the technology and the infrastructure that could be taken place in itself. So I'll probably dive in a little bit more, basically what's up for grabs. The stakes are really high for this hackathon in itself. We really have up to 500,000 CUSD really up for grabs for all the prize winners that's out there. And for the first prize that's going to be given out will be the grand prize. And for the team that has the overall winner for the entire hackathon will actually be awarded 100,000 CUSD along with the hackathon swag box, and really enlist an opportunity on Huobi based on the project that they have that has taken flight in itself. And with the 3 challenge statements that we do have planned for the hackathon, each of these challenge statement will actually have a challenge winner walking away with 50,000 CUSD. Also similarly with listing opportunity on Huobi as well. And for each challenge statement, we will be awarding 3 runner-ups walking away with 15,000 CUSD. And each of this challenge statement will have a most innovative project that will actually be awarded with 5,000 CUSD as well. So essentially what we are really looking here is really about awarding as many teams as possible, depending on the challenge statement that you can participate in. And there are really lots of opportunities and really lots of aspects that you can really look at when it comes to your project submission for the hackathon itself. New and what's really in line with Earth Day that Celo hosts really closely, it's actually what we call a climate change bonus. So this pool essentially have 100,000 CUSD up for grabs, and for every team that has integrated a form of climate change or carbon credit to the submission, the winners in itself will actually have an added 5,000 CUSD on top of any of the mentioned price above. This means that you could essentially walk away with an additional 5,000 with whatever award that you have actually been getting, and potentially even those who are not prize winners from the above statements, if you have a submission that is really strong in climate change or integrating carbon credit in terms of the idea that you actually do have, you will potentially walk away with the additional 5,000 CUSD as well. This bonus will be given out until the poll will actually be fully drawn out. So this is also an additional opportunity for you to look at as well. So this hackathon essentially will not just be for any people who is really new to the Celo ecosystem. What we also want to encourage and look forward to those who are already in the ecosystem for a while and have new ideas out there to look at integrating stable coins with either dApps, DAOs or even DeFi mobile solutions to really contribute and participate in this hackathon itself. I think that's the whole idea of this hackathon, where we want to be really inclusive and really encourage every individuals to actually participate to the best of the abilities that you have as well. So we do have, as mentioned by Brandy earlier on, that we do have lots of content agenda, ranging from technical workshops, content sessions, and even other sessions that's supported by our another partner, Huobi, to actually help you understand from various perspectives, even from the investor's perspective, for example, some technical content and knowledge that you do need to get you started building on Celo, especially if you're really new to the ecosystem. And even for those who have been together with Celo for a while, it's also to help you bring perspective in the Web3 and sustainability, especially as well, to help you understand why it's really important, why it is something that we should look forward to for the future when it comes to building on the Celo ecosystem as well. A couple of upcoming sessions that I would like to highlight, and I really encourage those of you who have attended the session today or even via YouTube itself to really take note of. First of all, it's a Celo Huobi's perspective session that is going to take place next week, similarly on Wednesday. There's a slight change of timing based on what you can see. If you are based more on the GMT +8, which is in Singapore, or most of the Southeast Asia countries, the session will take place at 8 p.m. And in UTC time, it will be 12 p.m. In the afternoon as well. That's going to be next week. And join us at our opening ceremony, which will only be exclusive to all registrants of the hackathon itself, which will take place on the 23rd of May. And that's the day where we actually launch and start the hacking period in itself. Session will begin at 6 p.m. UTC and 10 a.m. PST. And you have the base in Singapore, it's going to be just the following day at 2 a.m. Right after the opening ceremony, we actually do have a networking session where you get to meet the participants of the hackathon along with finding team members, especially if you don't already belong to a team itself. So this will be a great opportunity for you to meet fellow developers or any participants who have actually registered themselves to join the hackathon in itself, and really to take this opportunity to make new friends, meet new people, and find like-minded people that you would like to form a team with. I do see quite a few people that are already on the Discord, Celo's Discord server, who are kind of looking for teams to join based on your different functionality that you are expert in, and do continue to utilize that space to find your desired team members in itself. So with 500,000 CUSD up for grabs and a 4 weeks hacking period, we do have 16 prizes that is given out throughout the whole course, and that's exclusive the climate change bonus that I mentioned previously as well. So the question that you probably would be asking for a while, how do I actually get started? It's actually a very simple step. Definitely for you to register for the hackathon with a registration, it definitely qualifies you to the prizes, especially when you have made the submission. But most importantly, you will actually be a part of the community to build the next big thing. Essentially, what you can do right now, if you have your mobile phone that is actually close by you, you can actually scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now. But if not, you can also click on the URL that has been shared on the chat in itself to actually begin your registration for the hackathon. Once you have actually registered, what you will receive on a welcome email will be a couple of things. One, a link for you to join the Celo Discord server, of which there will be a hackathon channel where announcements that it's related to the hackathon will be made. Feel free to make introductions about yourself so that your participants can get to know more about you, and also use the opportunity to find team members that you do have as well. On this welcome email that you will receive upon registration, would also be a participant guide that you will receive, which has comprehensive information about the hackathon. And this ranges from the resources to get you started, to help you understand what Celo is, the ecosystem, and some of the other important technical documents that will help you get started at this point of time. For those who have actually registered for the hackathon or are intending to register right now, this will be a great period for you to start thinking of what you will want to build. One key rule on the hackathon that we are anchoring in is what we call a fresh code rule. And this means that only submissions where codes are actually written during the hacking period, which is the 23rd of May to 24th of June, will then be considered as a qualified submission in that case. So do keep in mind about that. However, while from now till the opening ceremony where the hacking actually begins, what you could do is actually to utilize this time to, apart from forming teams, you can actually work on ideation of basically what you would like to build. And from that, you can actually go through the resources and all the other information that will be available on the participant guide as well. On this participant guide, there are one other important thing that I will encourage all of you to do, and just to avoid having the FOMO feeling, is actually to save the hackathon calendar, which is both available in the welcome email or the participant guide as well. All hackathon related events will be included in this calendar in itself, which ranges from any of the technical workshop, the content sharing sessions, mentor office hours, and reminder for submissions and all will actually be all in this calendar in itself. So do save them and have them loaded, sync up to your calendar so that you do not miss any of the sessions or any important parts that will help you going for the hackathon in itself. We do have lots of program lined out, including resources and mentors who will help you, guide you along. And Brandy, fortunately, will actually be one of the mentors who will also be helping you along the way during the 4 weeks hacking period as well. So without further ado, I'd also like to open this opportunity for people who are actually attending sessions today to actually ask Brandy and myself any of the question that is regarding the hackathon, or any questions that is related to the Celo team that you'd like to hear more about as well. So Brandy, probably a quick question from your end, and probably the people over here would like to know a little bit more about as well. It's probably to share a little bit more on why sustainability is so important for the Celo team.
Well, sustainability was baked right in. I mean, I was sharing earlier, we launched in 2020 on Earth Day for a reason. We were focused with our mission for impacting a carbon negative world. And Web3 kind of got a dirty rap there early on, right? In regards to the use of electricity. And this was a huge opportunity to make meaningful changes. And Celo from the start focused on making sure that we were carbon on a road path for carbon negative, and also facilitate support in the ecosystem for sustainability. And that's what this hackathon is about, right? We set up a teaser specifically on Earth Day to make sure that we sprinkle a little love about our foundational launch in 2020 when it was Earth Day. And the theme's going to continue. Earlier, I shared some links, right? Like from SEP, very inspiring. If there's one thing that I would say, you're interested in regenerative finance, you're interested in sustainability, check out some of the material that SEP, the co-founder of Celo, has produced, because he's just spot on. Like, this is a huge opportunity for all of us. Celo started early. Like 2020, it wasn't so much in the limelight like it is today. It's becoming more and more important as Web3 evolves and the adoption is compounding. And as we compound that adoption, the importance of being sustainable from the start is increasing more and more. And I would like to also mention, that's why we have a fantastic amount of judges that are going to be participating in this hackathon. They too are looking forward to some unique sustainable use cases that you folks might be building. And there's we have already a commitment of 500,000 in addition to invest in these projects. So we have a lot of great partners, great investors providing fantastic opportunity to help not only make folks be aware about sustainability, but to actually do something about it. And that's what Celo is doing, right? We're actually doing something about it. If you look at our roadmap, earlier I shared with you like 67 tons of carbon offset, like, wow, kind of like mind blowing what Celo is doing here in regards to being climate focused, like the regenerative finance. This is something that I think is folks are going to be talking more and more about. And I'm so proud to be here at Celo, where we are doing big and bold initiatives that actually does good for everybody. It's not like a selfish goal. This should be everybody's goal, to do better, to provide meaningful opportunity, to have reach that's globally accessible to everybody that has a mobile phone. That is freaking cool. I love it. That's why we're here. Justin, it's not stopping anytime soon. You probably know about that. We're going to continue.
Yep, I definitely know. And I really feel your excitement on this as well. And I'm equally excited to really see how this goes. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there who are actually listening in are also equally excited. And therefore, they're kind of attending this session. And hopefully, we will kind of see them around at the hackathon itself. So let's take this opportunity to also kind of address what probably like the elephant in the room, right? We do see Celo and Huobi's name in this hackathon in itself. So maybe to share a little bit more about why Huobi is actually the selected partner for this hackathon.
Hey, we've reached out to tons of partners. We have a conglomerate of partners, right? The Web3 is vast. It's globally focused. Huobi is well known, especially in the APAC region. But not many folks know that there's fantastic opportunities through Huobi, and that they are right here rooted in the Western world as well. Like, this is globally focused services. Celo has global reach. Huobi has global reach. And the mission to be impactful, to bring real utility into Web3, to focus on things that not only are sustainable, provide great use cases for users. We're aligned on that between Huobi and Celo. And so we want to drive this forward. We want to help inspire folks to build meaningful things. And that's why we're here, Justin. That's exactly why we're here. It's opportunity for all, and we want to share the love. And Huobi, it has been fantastic working with them. You've been there from the start of this engagement. Once we brought them in, Justin, our roundtable discussion, it's quite cool that we're finally here today to launch this. And I'm just very proud of all of us. And I'm going to be more proud towards the end of this hackathon to showcase and spotlight some of these fantastic projects. I just can't wait to see what the community builds. I just can't.
Exactly. I'm equally excited to see what the community can actually build. And I think what's really stands out for this hackathon in general is that there's also an input from the investors' perspective as well. It's really to help provide a perspective on what the investors are actually looking out for, to help refine the projects, the ideas in itself, because what's better when the idea can actually take flight to actually come to pass, right? And I think that's something that both Celo and Huobi are equally excited about, and really are looking forward to how we could help people consider different perspectives, and to really look at, apart from thinking from just an ideation phase, how then do I look a few steps further? And those are also part of the sessions that we have actually planned out for the hackathon.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I think the last part less question, but probably just to help people understand is, and that's probably something that I missed out earlier on as well, is that the hackathon is really focusing on a global outreach of any people that's actually sit in different parts of the world to actually participate. While things are actually kind of virtual, and we do kind of miss the person-to-person interaction and all, but what's the beauty about this hackathon in itself is that we are kind of not limited by the borders anymore. It's really an opportunity for people from different regions to actually come together and to and form the ideas together as different teams, different cultures, different knowledge, and different backgrounds, and even skill sets as well, right? To see how we could kind of submit different ideas that's out there, and really looking to make the world a better place, and especially in the aspect of Web3 and more so in the sustainability effort that Celo is really calling out for as well.
Yep, fantastic. And, I just want to make sure that we mention the real opportunity here. It is about providing meaningful use cases that provides value to not only the end users, but also to the projects and the teams building these. We want everybody to scale, right? Something that's cool from my perspective, and this is a bias, Justin, but I do want to mention it because I think it might be important to all of you folks out there, is that Huobi is so committed to helping out the ecosystem at large. They partnered with several folks, but what I love most about their partnership with us is their level of commitment to invest in the projects, and also provides token listing support. Like, that's huge. Token listing support, I just can't wait. Like, once when you folks start building on your project, making an impact, take advantage of the community resources, reach out and ask for help when needed. Join up with like-minded individuals to scale your team, because this is one opportunity you don't want to miss. You're going to be able to score cold hard CUSD, very stable, check into it, versatile, and then also the investment opportunity. You got investment opportunity, you got token listing opportunity, you got climate initiative bonuses. I mean, to me, this is just huge. I can't wait. And I'm also looking to help support any way I can throughout this experience. Justin, this is so cool. Do let me know, do let the community know if there's anything else that's needed. I'll be on Discord. I'm in and out of Discord, do a lot of things, but I have a lot of team members there to help out too. So we got like Matthew, Kat, Joe's in there. There's a lot of folks in there paying attention to help support you guys. And if you need anything specific for me, feel like there's latency, just call it out to one of my team members. Say, hey, I need Brandy's help. No problem. They'll get my attention.
Yeah, and I definitely can vouch for that. Brandy is always available as when needed as well. So definitely everyone is in good hands when it comes to the hackathon in itself. So I think it's just kind of a great opportunity for me to wrap up today's session in that sense. As Brandy mentioned, I think the key thing is apart from registering for the hackathon, which essentially qualify you for the prizes, but more essentially to be a part of a greater community out there that have a common goal in terms of Web3 and sustainability as well. Register using the QR code or the URL that's actually in the chat box. What you need to do next step is really to join the Celo Discord server. This will be the place where like-minded people such like Brandy and the rest of the Celo team will actually be available out there to help you in terms of advancement of your ideas, the use cases perspective as well, and also in terms of the investors perspective. We do have lots of help. The team from AngelHack is also available. If you have anything that is regarding the hackathon, the prizes, the subscription items, when are the dates that you don't probably remember from time to time, which you should save the calendar in the hackathon calendar. Just a side note. Really, there will be lots of people who will be there available to help you, to get you along and move you towards the end goal of really making the world a better place through the utility of stablecoins and mobile DeFi and anything that's regards to the hackathon challenge in itself as well. So thank you, Brandy, for the time today. I really appreciate this sharing session, and I'm really and I feel that everyone who has attended this session is also equally encouraged and inspired to really be part of the hackathon itself. And for those who want a review of the session for today, it will be made available on AngelHack's YouTube and potentially on Celo's team as well. Do keep a lookout from them tomorrow onwards. We will be posting it there, and you can always make a reference to some of the content that was shared, especially from Brandy's side. In terms of Celo perspective about the hackathon, and to really get much more acquainted about why we are planning this hackathon, what's this hackathon all about as well. And next week on Wednesday, similarly, we will be joined by the Huobi team to really share more on their perspective. It will be run in the panel session, so we do have quite a number of speakers in line to really share from their perspective what they're looking out for, what's important to them, and really why this hackathon own perspective as well. While we have two partners, the beauty is really to look from two perspectives and to get a better understanding about the hackathon in itself. And last but not least, to really mark it down on a calendar that we are going to kickstart and roll out the hackathon on the 23rd of May. More information could be found on our website as well, which I'm going to put it up there. But it's easy to remember. It's actually celohobbyhack.com. So to view the website for more information, if you need to understand more about what the hackathon is, some of the sessions that are actually planned out are already on the website in itself. And we have resources to help you get started to gain a little bit more understanding about the hackathon, about Celo, about Huobi as well, to get you going if you have any question. So in the meantime, if you're already on Celo Discord server and you have any questions specific to the Celo team or the hackathon, do drop us a question on the hackathon channel itself. Brandy, myself, and anyone from both our teams will be happy to answer that as well. So any last words, Brandy, before we end the session today?
Yeah, I just want to say good job, Justin. I love this. Well done. I can't wait for the community, everybody watching now, live or after during the recording of this. Like, I'm just so inspired with what the community is going to build. I'm inspired what the community has already built. I'm looking forward to the impact here on this, and I just want to say good job to everybody, including you, Justin. Really good job, and I look forward to seeing you in the hackathon. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening, night, day, depending on the time that you're viewing this. Bye.
Yep. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, everyone. Please have a great day ahead. Goodbye.